It's like the news, but for nerds. Subscribe so you never miss an episode. Nerdvengers, what is up? It is Josh, and this is your nerdy news rundown for Monday, June 21st, 2021. A crazy story about Doctor Strange in the What If series. This is actually really wild, and I think has ramifications going forward into the MCU, including maybe even Doctor Strange 2 into the Multiverse of Madness. But before we get into that, let's talk about a little bit of DC news. As we discussed on the morning stream over on our live streaming channel, which you should totally be checking out, soon to have 2 streams a day, Monday through Friday at least. But yeah, over there this morning, we talked about the set photographs coming out for Anthony Muschietti's The Flash film starring Ezra Miller as Barry Allen. And there are a number of cool things that came out of these set photographs, including shots of Michael Keaton as an older Bruce Wayne, shots of Ezra Miller as the Flash with the Flash ring, and shots of Sasha Calle as Supergirl. And I frankly think these photographs look amazing, but they have left fans a little bit divided. Some fans are divided on the Supergirl, wanting Kara Zor-El to be the Supergirl and thinking that this will instead be Laura Lane Kent, who is a descendant of Clark Kent in the Injustice comic books. There are also people upset that the rumors of Keaton being in this film are indeed true, and this likely means that Keaton will be coming back to the main DCEU timeline to be a sort of Nick Fury type character and support the Justice League and recruit new members for the Justice League and the Bat family. This was something that was broke in the original report in The Wrap by Humberto Gonzalez over a year ago now, when he first broke that Michael Keaton would be returning to the role of Batman for the Flash movie. But of course, DC fandom is currently divided, with a lot of people upset that Zack Snyder's Justice League is seemingly not getting a continuation, and Ben Affleck as Batman and Henry Cavill as Superman do not seem to be being celebrated in the way that some of these other characters over at DC are being celebrated. Some people think even Supergirl herself playing a role in this movie indicates that maybe that could have been a role that Superman was going to be in, but not anymore now that Henry Cavill and DC have sort of parted ways. And again, as I said this morning, I'm a big Zack Snyder fan. I absolutely love the Snyder Cut, and I want to see more from that version of the DC characters. But at the same time, I want new DC content. I want DC content that is so crazy and expansive that my imagination gets going and my hype level rises. And to me, everything that I'm seeing from the Flash movie seems really freaking cool and has me, as primarily a Marvel fan, very excited. So I sort of passed the question off to all of you Nerdvengers. Let me know in the comment section, are you excited by what you see coming out of the Flash film, or are you not feeling it at all and you'd much rather just have Zack Snyder stuff moving forward? And where do you think the DC fandom goes from here? Let me know in the comment section below. And one more quick note on DC. Apparently, James Gunn's Suicide Squad is supposed to have a new trailer debuting tomorrow morning. That'll be Tuesday, June 22nd, and we will likely be breaking that down over on our live streaming channel at 10:30 Eastern Standard Time. Go check that out. All right, now let's get into some freaking magic. And this all has to do with Doctor Strange in the What If. This is again coming from the Illuminerdi, who have been breaking down a ton of cool stories when it comes to the What If show. And it says here in the article, the Illuminerdi has recently been working to uncover details about the upcoming MCU animated series What If. We've learned a number of stories that will be featured in the upcoming series, including Gamora hunting Tony Stark, Black Widow in a post-apocalyptic world due to Ultron, and Party Thor. And now we've managed to discover new information about the highly anticipated Doctor Strange story. Doctor Strange was featured in the What If trailer that was released during Disney Investor Day 2020, but he doesn't appear to be like the Sorcerer Supreme fans know. In the MCU films, Dr. Stephen Strange finds magic after debilitating injury to his hands ends his career as a top neurosurgeon. This injury caused Strange to seek out any possible treatment and his subsequent discovery of magic. Strange trained under the Ancient One and eventually rose to Sorcerer Supreme, fighting away extremely powerful villains. But that won't be the case in Doctor Strange of What If. The Illuminati can exclusively reveal that this version of Doctor Strange found magic after the death of his true love, which led him down a darker path with dark and dangerous magic in an attempt to change his past. What the darker path may be remains to be seen, but considering Doctor Strange is in possession of the Eye of Agamotto in the MCU, it doesn't seem outside of the realm of possibility that this version could also be in possession of the Time Stone. Could this version of Doctor Strange be attempting to use the Eye of Agamotto to bring back his lost love? And if so, does this corrupt him in some kind of way? In the film, Strange is selfish and arrogant, and while he cares for his ex, Christine Palmer, his ego was too big for the relationship to work. The fact that this version of Strange is motivated by love and grief should be an interesting change, and to see how that leads him down a much more dangerous path should be thrilling to watch. They note here too that the trailer also seemed to feature this Doctor Strange fighting against another Doctor Strange who looked like the MCU version that fans have come to know from the live action films. If this is the case, how the MCU's Doctor Strange will come into the picture remains to be seen, but this definitely points to what if being an incredible experience for fans. Okay, firstly, shout out to the Illuminerdi for continuing to get a ton of dope scoops when it comes to the What If show. I'm personally really dang excited for the show, man. And so it's been great to have these little teases every week getting ready for the show, which we do believe will debut in August on Disney+. And second of all, holy mother Toledo, a darker Doctor Strange. You had me at darker. Doctor Strange, you had me at it. The fact that Strange is motivated by loss and grief and it sends him down a dark path, and the fact that we see in the trailer this darker Doctor Strange fighting against what seems to be our Doctor Strange is absolutely incredible. One of the things that I've been heavily speculating about when it comes to the What If series is the possibility of these different characters returning after their animated show into the live action version of the MCU in some regard. And I think we're starting to get a lot of sort of not evidence, but hinting at this sort of prospect. And the fact that we see a Strange that's not only looking similar to the MCU version, but interestingly looking very similar to how we think Doctor Strange will look in his exact sequel is fascinating. You've got the multiverse of madness, Loki presumably setting up all these crazy connections. Some people believe that Lady Loki's plan in the second episode of that Disney Plus show will actually set up all the different what-if scenarios that we'll see in the animated picture. And could this evil Doctor Strange come into our reality and try to get the help or take the Infinity Stones or power of our Doctor Strange? Might we well see our Doctor Strange go into the universe or to the multiverse where all the what-if stories are going on? And will he have some kind of a goal that he thinks he needs the help of the what-if Guardians of the Multiverse? Could the what-if Guardians of the Multiverse end up showing up in Doctor Strange 2 Into the Multiverse of Madness, and this perhaps being a sort of hint to that within the animated Doctor Strange episode of the What If show? Being honest with you guys, I think all of that stuff is on the table, and even if it's just isolated to the animated show, I love the idea of a darker sorcerer version of Doctor Strange. I've often loved that side of him in the comic books where he's a little bit more darker. I once read a Doctor Strange annual where he exorcises a demon from this little girl, and instead of putting the demon any which where or place, he actually just leaves it to be trapped inside of Strange's soul for all of eternity, because Strange is just so twisted up and dark that he just can live with a demon inside of him. And man, I just love the idea of Strange on Strange, a dark version of what we saw with Paul Bettany's Vision going up against his own White Vision self. Can you imagine a version of that voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch in animation, and perhaps then played by Benedict Cumberbatch in live action? That would be fascinating stuff. But either way, guys, a very cool little tease for the What If show. What do you make of this? What do you think of Doctor Strange going down the dark path? And what do you think could be happening with him facing off with another Doctor Strange that looks a heck of a lot like the one we've got hanging out over here in the 616 universe? Again, we want to remind everybody to check out our live streaming channel and our Discord server where we get on with that nerdvenging in these streets, man. And if you're going to be staying up to watch Loki Episode 3, make sure you join us for the watch party starting at 2:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, early Wednesday morning. We're going to be up, we're going to be live, we're going to be watching the show, and then talking about all the crazy things that happen in the episode after we all watch it together. It's always a good time. Make sure you come on over for that. And as I always say, I hope you are having an awesome and a nerdy day, and I'll see you in the next video.